Hi, I'm making this video to share the third egregious ruling by the Hearing Officer Angela Gupta. This third egregious ruling was the unlawful consolidation of our second due process complaint with the first due process complaint. So on September 1st, while our first due process proceeding was still going on, we filed a second due process complaint, mainly because of a violation that happened in August. The previous month. And this violation was distinct from the issues included in our first due process complaint. And also, it had to be, and it could be, rectified quickly, unlike the issues in our first complaint. And the laws say that you need to file a new complaint if you want to solve a new problem. So that's what we did. But to our surprise, on September 4, Blue Valley requested the Kansas State Department of Education's dispute resolution coordinator, Krista Greenwood, to consolidate the two complaints made by us. So instead of uh, providing us with the multiple hearing officers to choose from, they reached out to the State Department of Education. They reached out to the dispute resolution coordinator, Krista Greenwood, and Krista Greenwood told the parties to bring the issue before Angela Gupta. And consequently, Blue Valley filed a motion to consolidate our two complaints on September 5, and asked for an expedite ruling by September 9. We didn't file a reply to Blue Valley's motion to consolidate because, to the best of our understanding and knowledge, it was improper and unlawful to consolidate the complaints. Still, we explained our position to Angela Gupta, Blue Valley, and Krista Greenwood, she's involved now, in an email on September 12th, citing the statute, the relevant statute that says, nothing in this section shall be construed to preclude a parent or an agency from filing a separate due process complaint on an issue different from issues presented in a due process complaint already filed. Upon motion of either party, and if deemed appropriate by the due process hearing officer presiding in the initial hearing, the issues raised in the separate complaints may be considered and resolved in the same due process hearing. So, what does that mean? It's kind of long and sounds complicated. So, to the best of our understanding, it means hearing officers can bifurcate or sever complaints. They can separate complaints, but they don't have the authority to consolidate complaints. Um, so you're welcome to comment on this. So here is the statute. Read and share your interpretation experience if you're an advocate or a lawyer or special education teacher, whatever. Or no, it's just somebody knowledgeable about the issue. Uh, you're welcome to comment if you're watching this video, even if you disagree with our interpretation. But to me, it's clear the statute doesn't talk about consolidating complaints. So, regardless of your understanding or interpretation, Blue Valley, Angela Gupta, Krista Greenwood, none of them explaining their motions, ruling emails, how this statute justified the consolidation of the two complaints. So even if they had a different interpretation of the statute, they didn't say that. They didn't explain that. They didn't bother making an argument. So none of them, none of Blue Valley, Krista Greenwood, Angela Gupta, ever addressed our objection. So they just said that the consolidation is appropriate because there's an overlap between the issues that the two complaints raised. They just say that. So they don't explain how we are wrong and how the statute should apply to our case, they just say, okay, it's done. There are overlap between the issues, and it's proper to consolidate. So Angela Gupta granted Blue Valley's motion to consolidate on September 10. So this all happened very quickly. And on September 15, Angela Gupta issued an order scheduling a conference regarding the consolidation of complaints for September 19. So we didn't attend that conference on September 19. And one day before the conference on September 18, my wife informed Angela Gupta and Blue Valley that we would be unavailable that day. But the meeting took place anyway without our participation. So they met without us, Blue Valley and the hearing officer, Angela Gupta. Then on October 4, Angela Gupta ordered us to show cause why our second due process complaint shouldn't be dismissed. Because we didn't attend the conference I just mentioned, and we didn't submit a peer hearing order for the second due process complaint. So we didn't prosecute our complaint, and we didn't follow her orders. So she was telling us to show cause why she shouldn't dismiss our second due process complaint. So we already objected to the unlawful consolidation, and we were never given an explanation that addressed our objection. So we refused to be duped into anything that would legitimate an improper consolidation. So Angela Gupta dismissed the second due process complaint with prejudice on October 16. And she dismissed it with prejudice. We didn't know at the time, but it turned out that we could have appealed to Angela Gupta's ruling, her dismissal with prejudice. And eventually we could have taken our case up to the federal court. But at that time, we thought dismissal with prejudice ruling was unappealable, as the name suggests, dismissed with prejudice. So we can never bring it up again. Sounds like, and everyone gave us that impression. They didn't inform us about our right to appeal. They didn't send us a notice. And when you receive rulings or decisions like this in the mail, they always have something like a notice of appeal rights at the end. They let you know that you have the right to appeal to the decision, and they even let you know how to appeal. But we never received something like that when Angela Gupta dismissed our second due process complaint. So she issued the order, which was basically a PDF file attached to her email, and the order says dismissed with prejudice, and we thought that was it. So we thought our complaint was dismissed with prejudice, and we can never bring it up again. So practically, we were barred from filing new complaints. It doesn't matter what the statute says about filing new complaints or about the separation of complaints. So their message to us was, don't file any more complaints, don't have any more cases, and if you do, we'll just assign them to Angela Gupta, who will drag out your case, who will cover up for Blue Valley, like she covered up Blue Valley's emails and like she covered up Tish Taylor's private evaluation data, and you won't be appealed to any of our rulings. So this is the message we got. So they were basically silencing us, taking away our right to petition, taking away our right to free speech, blocking our access to the courts. So they were basically saying this is Kansas State Department of Education's due process hearing. Okay, this is it. This is basically the beginning and the end. Okay, this is all you get. This is all you're ever going to get. The outcome is not to your liking. Too bad. To homeschool your kid, or move to another state, or go to the jungle and lick your wounds or something. But we didn't. We didn't homeschool our kid. We didn't move to another state. We didn't go to the jungle, because we believe that just because they have the power doesn't mean they have the right.